welcome European team members Celine Boutier, Nordqvist and Leona Maguire to the interview room. As mentioned before, I'll start with a few questions, open to the room and then over to Zoom. Anna, this is your 9th Solheim Cup, obviously a player and a vice captain again. What does it mean to you to play in this special event and also to be a vice captain?
Yeah, I mean, I think the more Solheim Cups I've been part of, the more grateful I am, because I know it's not going to last forever. I'm not going to play forever. But it's been really cool being part of kind of both sides the last 2 years and understanding how much work that goes into it behind the scenes. So yeah, I mean, our team just keeps getting better and better. So I'm just very honored and proud to be here this week.
Celine, this is your 4th Solheim Cup, 2nd in America. Do you enjoy playing over here, and what are you most looking forward to?
Yeah, I like playing either continent, really. As long as I'm playing, it's fun. But yeah, my last time playing in the US was COVID, so it wasn't really many European fans. It was definitely a very unique atmosphere, very obviously biased towards the US. But yeah, very looking forward to playing again on US soil, and yeah, hopefully get a win here would be amazing.
Leona, this is your 3rd Solheim Cup, 2nd in America. Had an amazing start when we were in Toledo. Does that give you confidence heading into this week?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously every Solheim is a new Solheim. Very different teams on both sides and very different conditions. But I mean, this is my favorite week of the year every 2 years. So yeah, I mean, like Anna said, once you're a part of one, you just want to be a part of all the rest of them. So yeah, excited for whatever this week brings.
Okay. If you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll come to you. Yeah, over here at the front.
Ben Knuckles with the Associated Press. Anna, for you or for any of you, the U.S. is the favorite on paper this week. They have a higher world ranking and they're better in various statistical categories. But one thing that they have less of is experience, both experience playing on tour and playing in and winning the Solheim Cup. So how much do you expect experience to help the European team?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think the U.S. team is favorites, but quite a bit this year. I mean, we saw how strong they were in Spain last year, so I think we all expect them to come out really strong, and I feel pretty confident we have a really good team. I do think experience helps a lot, but we have basically 10 out of the 12 players played last year, and you know, everyone's been playing really well. So yeah, there's some experience to it, but also, I mean, we have 2 rookies this year, and they certainly don't feel like rookies because they've been doing so well.
Has Europe figured something out these last 3 Solheim Cups, something like Europe in the Ryder Cup, where the European team is somehow greater than the sum of its parts?
Well, I mean, I think us coming into this week, I think the team spirit is always one of our strengths, and it just feels very natural to us. And you know, it's only Wednesday, and we've had a lot of fun so far. So it's just nice to see everything coming together and a lot of the hard work. But I mean, winning the Solheim Cup, like there's no better feeling, and certainly doing it on American soil when you have the crowds against you. And well, we're all here as a team, and I think we're very excited for the challenge that's ahead of us this week.
Bethan? Yeah.
Anna, what did you learn last year about having a dual role that you'll maybe tackle things a little differently this year, if anything?
Yeah, so last year it was pretty tough for me because I guess I wasn't in the best places in my life at the time. But I feel like this year, given that we're basically the same captain's team, we'd added Mel Reid. Part of the reason was because I'm a playing vice. But I feel like I've been part of a lot of things going into this week, and then this week I'm more as a player this year. So I think that's the biggest difference. But Suzann's just been really prepared this year, so I think she's making a lot of good decisions and just kind of doing her thing.
Does that mean from a practical standpoint you're in fewer meetings this time around during the actual week?
Yeah, I mean, I think that given that the team is basically almost the same as last year, and you know, kind of she's been in the doing all this work for the last couple of years, I would say we have less meetings in general, and she just came very prepared. So a lot of things have just pretty come natural, and I think Suzann's, it's just nice to see her competitive spirit and her making some good decisions on her own.
I guess same thing for Leona and Celine. How would you describe Suzann's style and as captain, and has she changed much this time around?
I think Suzanne's Suzanne. I think she's been pretty similar. She obviously brings a lot of energy to the team, a lot of passion. She's very, very competitive, and nobody wants to win more than her this week. But I think she learned a lot from Spain. While we did bring back the trophy, there was a lot of things that didn't quite go right in Spain. So I think, to be fair to her, she was very open to feedback, and she's taken a lot of that on board. And she's changed a few things. Obviously, Mel has come in, like Anna said, and we've a lot of helpers behind the scenes this week as well, which is nice to have them people involved again. A lot of them have been involved in Solheim Cups in the past, so nice to have sort of a few new faces and some fresh energy as well behind the scenes. And while it's us 12 hitting the shots, there's a lot of people that goes into making this event happen, and we're very lucky to have them sort of in our team. And I think we're all looking forward to another go at it.
Ken?
Leona, you've played 5 sessions in each of the last 2 Solheims. The team has really leaned on you. What's the pressure like to be, maybe not necessarily expected, but to go out for 5 sessions and have the team rely on you so much?
Yeah, I'm not a big personality. I've never been the loudest in the room. I'm not going to be giving massive team talks or for the last 2, my job was to get as many points as possible. That's how I could contribute best to the team, and that's what I tried to do. So again, every Solheim Cup is different, and whatever Suzann wants me to do this week, that's what I'll do.
What were some of those things that you've seen Suzann improve upon as a captain from Spain to this year?
I think she's a little bit calmer this time around. I think she's relying on her assistant captain. She's trusting her own instincts a lot as well. And ultimately, every captain's different. Everybody's going to have opinion what you did right and what you did wrong. And ultimately, I think she has to stick to her guns and go at what she believes is right. And I think she's doing that this time around. I think she did that from Friday afternoon onwards last year as well. So, she's obviously has an incredible Solheim record as a player. And, she wants to add to it as a captain. And we'll do our very best to help her with that.
Anna, much was made last year about the Americans really leaning into analytics, Europe maybe not having as much. Has there been any more analytics brought on to the European team this year?
I think we've gone very similar to what we did last year. We have a lot of knowledge within the team and a couple helpers that really been helping us out. I think, you can look at stats and, dive really deep into that, and I think you see that more going into Solheim Cups and Ryder Cups like in recent years. But I think at the end of the day, it comes down to, you're out there with whoever you get paired up with, and sometimes you gotta have good chemistry and you just gotta get the job done. So there's obviously the strategy or the stats aspect of it, but whoever you get paired with, you just gotta figure out together and do the best you can to get your point on the board.
And you've been around a lot of European Solheim captains over the years. How would you compare Suzann's approach versus some of the others you've been around?
Well, most of the girls on this team hasn't actually played with Suzann like on tour. I don't think they quite understood how intimidating she was and what a great competitor. I think she's the best competitor I've ever had the privilege to play with. I got to play with her as my best ball partner in 2009, my first one, and that was kind of a dream come true because that was my first one, and I ended up playing on the same team as basically all my childhood stars like Sophie, Helen, Mimi, Laura, Suzann. So it was really cool to kind of be part of that, and I've known Suzann for many years, and she's one of my best friends, and just being able to see that passion that she always used to have on the course, inside the ropes, and then now she kind of brings it in, and I think she's been a little bit more comfortable as as last year went on, and then going into this year, just being her authentic self. And you know, I think we all kind of miss her on tour, and it's just been really great to be part of that, just as a vice captain and as a player. And I think most players are getting to really know Suzann and kind of draw energy and all her experience that she has from the Solheim Cups over the years.
Okay, we'll go to Zoom. Bob Flynn, if you'd like to unmute.
This is for Anna. A lot has changed in professional golf since you turned pro, especially in regard to purses, TV coverage, and popularity, and not just on the LPGA Tour, but in women's golf, across the globe. What do you attribute all that growth to, and has that surprised you?
I mean, I think it's nice that women's golf is finally getting the recognition that we deserve. I think there's obviously, we still got a long ways to go with TV coverage and TV times and certain things, but I think we've come a long way. I do think people are probably maybe understanding how good all these girls are out here. I mean, you get to see 24 of some of the best players in the world this week, and it's just cool that everyone's getting the recognitions, and we're getting shown on better TV times and on the better channels. So yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of work. You can see it on the LPGA Tour where like the majors been pushing each other, sponsor coming in, raising the purses, and they all kind of feed off each other. So it really has come a long way. And I've been part of this tour. In my first year, it was 22 events on tour, and then now I think we have a good 30 plus. So it's been fun to be part of, and I'm looking forward to see the continued improvements in the future.
Could you have envisioned all that growth when you first started?
I mean, I was just a young girl with a big dream of doing, this for a living, or, give myself a chance to have professional golf as my job, and, to be able to do that, travel the world, is an amazing opportunity, and I'm just excited that there's going to be a lot more girls in the future having the same opportunity and being able, to do this and, live their dreams in a similar way that I've done.
Okay, question over here.
Anna, with the team rooms being houses side by side, what's that dynamic like being right next to the U.S.? And has there been any kind of awkwardness between the two sides?
Yeah, I mean, us coming on the U.S. soil, the U.S. get to pick their team room before we do. I don't know if they're happy with their choice, but we're obviously very happy to be right there on the range. The European team has done a fantastic job, the way they put our, team room and everything together, and it's just been such a good atmosphere with all our helpers and caddies and players and everyone involved. I think at the end of the day, this is a friendly competition between the US and Europe. Yeah, we're going to be wanting to, really want to win, but I think that's what's so great about the Solheim Cup is that win or lose at the end of the day, like I think women's golf wins at coming Sunday afternoon.
Beth Ann?
Anna, this might be, well, anyone else can chime on this too, but this might be Lexi Thompson's final Solheim Cup. I'm just wondering, you guys have had especially a great clash in Iowa. What can you, or how would you describe her legacy in this event particularly?
I mean, I played junior Solheim with Lexi back in 2009, and Curse Cup with her in 2010. So she turned pro, I think, the week after that, and it is amazing to see her journey and to see her growth. And I mean, one of the questions earlier, Lexi has been a big face of the LPGA for a long time. I think we all as players owe her a lot of. She carried a lot of the weight for a long time of American hope for the tour, and she shouldered a lot of the media pressure and expectation, and she handled it with a lot of grace, a lot more than a lot of people would have, and she was very generous with her time, both in terms of sponsors, pro-ams, media, fans, and there's a lot of people that could learn a lot from Lexi, all of us included, and I think she can be incredibly proud of what she's achieved over her career.
Yeah, I mean, I've obviously had the honor played with Lexi in quite a few good battles, and the one in Des Moines, the first match, and then also the first match in Toledo just a few years ago. I think those are some of my best matches, and I think we ended up tying both, which seemed like a fair result in both. But yeah, Lexi's an amazing athlete, and she's been around for a long time. I think she won her first event maybe when she was 16, so she's probably been on tour just as long as I have. So she's done a lot for women's game, and I think she's going to be a little bit of a crowd favorite this week, as she should. So it's going to be cool to see that what she can bring, and obviously not knowing how many more Solheim Cups I'm going to play myself. So it's, I think you embrace it even more when you know there might not be many more that you're going to be a part of.
Thank you.
All done? Great. Thank you so much for joining us. Best of luck this week.
Thank you.